Hey, what's up YouTubers? This is King Intensity here, and Dragon's Teeth for Battlefield 4 is exactly a week away from now. It is set to release on July 15th, so hopefully it won't get delayed like Naval Strike did, and hopefully on that date we'll get it. And it's available on the 15th for premium users only, I believe, so I'm getting pretty stoked. It's coming in less than a week. I have lots of stuff to cover for you guys when it does come out, but in this video what we're going to be talking about is some things I believe that can be improved in Battlefield 4 or any Battlefield DLC from now on or into the future. There's a lot of things that I think could be changed, or some new things that they could add to DLC that would make it much better and a much better experience for anyone who plays Battlefield or buys DLC. First off, one thing that has bothered me about Battlefield DLC specifically is that not all game modes are compatible with the entire game. And what I mean by that is, let's take Second Assault for example. They added in the new Capture the Flag game mode, which was actually really fun in Battlefield 3 when we had it on Endgame. It was a lot of fun, but for some reason they only added it in to that specific DLC. And in Battlefield 4 on Second Assault, it's only tied to that DLC. You can't play anywhere else. So DICE and EA seem to be doing this with all their DLC. So game modes like Carrier Assault can obviously only be played on Naval Strike maps, of course, because those are pretty much the only maps with big open oceans and stuff like that. So game modes like that are fine to be DLC specific, but something like Capture the Flag, that's a game mode that you could apply to almost any map. I mean, imagine Seas of Shanghai. You could easily transform that map into a Capture the Flag map, but I'm not exactly sure why DICE or EA hasn't done this. I think it would be a much better idea that when you buy one of these DLCs and you get the game mode should be able to apply to any server. Now, this would bring up the problem that if you don't have the DLC and there's a server that happens to have that game mode for a certain map, like even a vanilla map, then you would probably get locked out of that server and not be able to join. Well, one way I think we could fix that problem might not be in the favor of EA or DICE, but all game modes that come with DLC should be free. I mean, they're game modes, there's something that should come with the vanilla game anyways. I really think that any game modes that they have planned to release in DLC, they really should just come all out in the vanilla game and just be right there. Like I said though, specific DLC game modes like Carrier Assault could only be tied to DLC and that would be fine, but I think game modes like Capture the Flag or the new Chainlink DLC that's coming out with Dragon's Teeth could be tied to vanilla maps and should have been released at the actual release date of Battlefield 4. So I think from now on and maybe in the future, we could definitely implement that into Battlefield games. Another thing to improve Battlefield DLCs is probably not in the interest of everyone, but my personal opinion on this matter is I really don't like to see returning DLC maps like the Second Assault maps, because I feel like everyone's already played those maps. They've put in maybe like 50 hours or more into Caspian Border or Operation Firestorm, so when you put those maps back into Battlefield 4, I mean, it's kind of cool to see what they do with them. Maybe they added a little bit of evolution, something like that, but everyone's already played them and there's no reason to really go back to them. If you're already put that many hours into a map like that, you would rather play some newer maps that are completely new to the game and maybe have some more interesting idea applied to them than just old maps that look revised a little bit. So in my personal opinion, I do not like the fact that they just sort of recycle old maps and just release them as DLC. I really just think they should make DLC completely new maps, and really they shouldn't have to have these returning DLC maps. That is pretty much it for this video, guys. If you have any ideas for how you can improve some Battlefield DLC, leave that in the comment section below, and I'll catch you guys in my next video.